Good evening and welcome to the Dirt Sheet Rodeo post-Raw Rewind for December the 4th, 2023. I am Tyler, the pro wrestling hipster. Let's go around and introduce ourselves and hop into the main event. Gentlemen.
All right, guys, how's it going? As always, as our friend here, Tyler, said, we are the Raw Review Cast. I am Caesar. We go by NoobTube on social media, and I'm going to sit down with you guys and these two gentlemen and discuss the following episode. Over to you, Danny.
What's up, my good people? DJ Danny Ocean, 101.9 Kiss FM out here in Eastern North Carolina, URLTV.tv, at the Danny Ocean Show and everything. And we can talk wrestling now, y'all. I'm ready.
Woo!
I'm ready. So, tonight's main event, Seth freaking Rollins taking on main event Jey Uso for the World Championship. Gentlemen, what did you think of tonight's main event?
I'd say I said it about 101 times, but I'll say it for our fellow fans here. That match felt like they could have done a lot more, but they felt like they stretched it out a little too much. It was still pretty good considering Jey got his first title, or world title match, I think ever, if I'm not mistaken. That's a pretty big deal.
That was dope. It was a dope moment for Jey. You know, they said it's the December 4th is the same day he signed his contract with WWE. Same day Umaga passed away and getting a title match on that day. Personally, I would have liked to have seen him, win it on that day. It would have been a special moment for sure. But it was a great match, though. I'm not taking anything away from that match. The match was fire. I enjoyed it.
It was.
Oh, yeah, there were some really solid exchanges. They had that multiple roll-up attempt there right before the first break. Really solid match. Will say I was a little disappointed with the number of commercial breaks they took during the match.
Amen to that. Yeah. Holy smokes.
Like, it's a world title match. You shouldn't be taking commercial breaks to begin with. And furthermore, like, if you have to, use the picture-in-picture. Yeah. I was saying this before the show with Caesar. Last week on NXT, every single commercial break, they had picture-in-picture for the matches. Like, if this were an NFL game, they wouldn't cut to a commercial in the middle of a play.
No,
you're right. You're right about that.
NFL, NHL, doesn't matter. They'd hold on until the right time, call a commercial break, and then go for 30 seconds to a minute. Not, especially in a world title match. Come on, guys.
We're talking about a sport that's, determined to the minute for live television. They could plan these breaks around the matches a lot better than they do.
Oh, I hear you there completely.
I agree with that. Maybe that was the cost for the free hour we got last week. Free commercial free hour we got last week. You get double.
Let's just screw over the main event by putting 3 commercials in there.
Right.
Holy smokes, man.
Also about the main event is because I actually, when the show started, Drew came out to start the show and all that, and he was, welcome to Monday Night Raw. That's something that faces usually do.
Right.
And I was like, I'm kind of sick of Drew right now because he's like this good bad guy, and it's like, bro, pick a side. And by the end of Raw, he picked a effing side.
Yeah,
I love evil Drew McIntyre, bro. I love evil Drew.
Do we go as far as saying the Scottish psychopath is back, or do we just say Drew McIntyre?
Oh no, it's the Scottish psychopath.
Yeah,
he kicked his head off.
I think
he's full Scottish Sith Lord right now. He's
I was gonna say if you go on eBay, you'll probably find his Uso's head somewhere by somebody selling
Right.
it.
Somebody definitely yeeted it. He yeeted the hell out of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely say with his attack on both faces at the end of the night, it has solidified his full heel turn. I'm hoping the sword's gone with the heel turn.
He took out 3 faces, mind you. Forget about Sami Zayn.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm like, Drew was wild, and once he did that to Sami backstage, I was like, all right, is this evil Drew? Is this evil Drew? And we got our answer.
He turned the corner tonight.
What I'm really hoping, and this is because I watched him when he first, I guess, came back in NXT before, was his super fast claymores. Those were so awesome because you heard the, and it was just they were on the ground, laid out, and not moving. You're like,
oh, it was the way Shawn Michaels would do Sweet Chin Music back in the day.
Yeah,
they could just be out of flipping nowhere, just bam.
Oh yeah,
same thing. Love a quick finisher like that. It always looks good, strong. You know,
I agree.
Especially when it's Drew's like 6'5". 300 something flying through the air. It's like a bus fly. But
I agree. It was a nice slow burn. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I gotta say, I think we said this last week as well, but Triple H really does seem to like his long-term storytelling,
which is amazing because he's doing it well too.
Oh yeah, that's what you need. That's what keeps people coming back week to week. Actual character development, telling coherent stories, and Triple H is doing a beautiful job of building these long-term storylines.
I mean, WWE overall, I feel like, not to skip a day ahead, but in NXT, this slow burn with Carmelo and Trick, I love it. Like, it gives me, that's one of my main reasons to tune in. Like, what's going to go down between these two? You know what I mean? It's good storytelling for sure. They're doing a great job right now.
And you're on the edge of your seat, and you know what's going to happen, but you're like, you're like, do I stand up and grab a drink or do I wait? You're rocking in your chair. You're like, okay, I'm gonna get up, and then something happens. You're like, oh crap, I got to sit down again. And it's always worth it. And again, back to what you're saying, Danny. What we want is what we, the storytelling.
Exactly.
Ow.
But back to the main event. It was a really solid match. I mean, pretty much everything you'd expect to get out of Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. I will say I wince every time I see a buckle bomb. But Seth did retain over Jey. The finish combination was really solid. That pedigree, Caesar, I agree with you what you're saying before the show. It did look a little botched, but I feel like catching someone in a pedigree at that kind of motion, that's got to be a tough move to pull off.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just the pedigree either. He also does that one spear Jey hit. It wasn't like the first one. It was like the second or third. And it looked like Jey was like, dare we say, off to the side, I guess we'll call it. He wasn't like lined up properly. But no, again, still a solid match, aside for a couple of little things, what we could really call them things.
And I gotta say, I was expecting a cash in tonight. I really was.
Oh, I know. You told us before. I remember that.
That was my big prediction last week, and I was wrong.
Watch the last episode, Lyle.
Because Raw even usually goes off like 11:05, 11:10 or so, right? The pin came off.
Run over.
Yeah, the pin came off at like 10:57, and I was like, okay, we still got a little time where something could happen. Nothing. I was kind of waiting for it myself.
Well, I mean, we got Drew kicking in Uso's head.
That did happen. That did take place.
You check on eBay; it's going for $7.99 American.
Yeah, that's a steal.
Not signed though. So,
any chance that with the full heel turn, Drew McIntyre switches back to his Broken Dreams entrance theme?
There's a lot of people I've seen online saying they would love to bring that back, but do they what is it? They people are saying they want to go that way. But
it's a pretty rad song. Like,
it's
pretty.
I'm
good.
here for it.
I've been surfing social media and it'll come on and I just sit there. I wouldn't say listen to the whole song, but I sit there and listen to it. And I'm just like, it's coming. It's coming.
I think it's just possible. We could do it.
Just that snippet in the beginning where it's like the calm before the storm kicks in.
Right.
That's the part where you're just like, oh crap, am I gonna get Claymore by accidentally?
Well, the thing about it, I'm excited again for Drew, heel Drew, because honestly, face Drew just wasn't it for me. It was just like Pandermania. This is what I call it. It's like, let me just say what the crowd's gonna cheer. I know they're gonna cheer it. Let me get this cheap pop real quick. But now he can talk his shit, basically. He's like talk shit to the crowd and get them, be a real bad guy and beat the absolute shit out of people like he did tonight. Like that's a good heel. That's good heel work right there for me.
No, you're not wrong on that one. You're not wrong.
Well, and unless either of you gentlemen have anything else to say about the main event, it can loop us around to Drew's promo that opened the show tonight.
I guess we could say we kicked in everything. I'm done. No, let's go to the promo. Yeah.
That's the quote from the promo. Apparently, you can get fired, released, leave, do what you want for a bunch of time, come back to the company, and you're instantly forgiven these days. Which got a chant of CM Punk from the audience.
All right.
I believe he said something along the lines, I could be talking about anybody.
He did say that. Yo, am I hearing music? Is it just me?
No, I'm hearing it too.
No, I hear it as well.
I think he's trying out something.
I was so confused.
Did I hit my head?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that promo. For one, that was the first line that was said to open Monday Night Raw tonight, pretty much. And that's like, okay, I'm here for it. I see where Drew's going. Again, you got Drew coming out saying, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." It's like, all right, are you a heel or a face, bro?
Right.
And then you say stuff like that, and it's like, okay, I see where we're going with this. But yeah, everybody's throwing shots at Punk right now. Everybody. Yeah. It's a cool thing to do.
Everyone's trying to get out a little bit to get themselves noticed, or if you could say that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's the hot topic. He's the trending topic. You know, you wanna go viral. You talk about what's hot.
Especially when it's the biggest return, I guess, of the year. Yeah, the biggest one of the year, pretty much.
And maybe that's foreshadowing. If he hadn't signed his contract yet, he's saying that's what he's about to do. He's about to leave, do what he wants for a bunch of time, come back to the company, and hopefully be instantly forgiven.
So they're toying with the idea of him signing to SmackDown, but it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Punk's going to be on Raw, right? I mean, it's going to be a feud with Seth. They're going to do. I mean, they put Orton on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Seth's reaction to being told how badly Adam Pearce wants to have Punk on Raw.
I'm not mad at it, man.
I mean, like we said last week, do you give Punk a few tune-up matches and then have him with Rollins at Mania, or do you do a Rumble? Is the question we're still trying to figure out. I'm still saying there should be some tune-up matches
for sure. He's gonna need some matches way before then. But
like,
so would you have him in a singles match at the Royal Rumble?
No,
I would. Itself.
I'd put him in a Rumble.
I would either the Rumble itself, or I would put him in some kind of weird story where it's like him and somebody versus Rollins and somebody, so that way that the other two can carry the match, and then Seth and Punk can be in the match, so that Punk can just get his feet wet, and then, like you said, Mania will go full blown 1v1.
Honestly, I wouldn't put Punk on Raw right now. I know Orton just went to SmackDown. I get it, but that's a long time to stretch out this feud all the way till next April.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're gonna have to be putting them in some bullshit tag matches and triple threat matches and stuff for the next 5 months or so. It's like, come on, that's gonna get old after a while. So I would put Punk on SmackDown. Yeah. Let him win the Rumble, and that's what puts him against Seth at Mania.
I mean,
that's what I would do.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
How do you get Cody to Roman in that scenario?
I don't know, but I better not see Cody win the Rumble 2 years in a row.
We're gonna need a lot of distraction after that.
Seth from Rumble.
CJ saying something. You're saying Austin to fight CM Punk at WrestleMania and Seth to wrestle Punk at the Rumble. I've heard some rumblings on the social media, about the possibility of Stone Cold and CM Punk having a match at Mania.
Yeah, I mean,
some things.
Austin still lifts and he still takes care of himself.
Well, and he looked great a couple years ago with Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, that was a great match, and it doesn't have to be You know, I don't expect the longest, most technical match in the world, but with
Mhm.
those two names alone, CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin, asses and seats.
Give him 10 minutes. Give him
That's
10
all they
minutes at
need.
least.
That's literally
Yeah.
all that. And like it literally could be the main event of night one.
Oh yeah.
Just those two.
I feel like no matter how you slice up Mania this year, CM Punk's going to be in the main event of probably the first night.
I'm sure he put it in the contract. Like, I'm main eventing WrestleMania, motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I feel like that would have to be part of his negotiation to come back. Mm-hmm. But I also think it's fair to say that, you know, WWE is in a place where Punk really needs them more than WWE needs him.
That's true.
That's true. You know, they're doing great business before he came back. They're doing, you know, pretty solid ratings before he came back. They're selling out the majority of their shows. He's not coming into a, you know, hurt or limping WWE. He's not here to save him. He's just, you know, he's here to do his thing. But I don't know. I do think he'll be in one of the main events, though.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, night one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely will be a night two, unless somehow, some way, it ends up being CM Punk Roman. They just go ahead and pull the trigger on that.
Or Cody, if that happens. Poor Cody.
Right.
No, the only question I've got to ask is, like, if we do follow that Punk versus Roman, who's taking the pin? Because, you know, how Punk's being, and then Roman being how Roman is, like, who would take the pin? That's the hard part.
And, you know, I wonder how much legitimate resentment Roman Reigns harbors against CM Punk. Because I felt that the general audience, well, not the general audience, but more of the, you know, the internet wrestling audience, I feel like they didn't turn on Roman Reigns until after CM Punk and Colt Cabana's podcast, where Punk let it all out. And he was talking about how so much of the focus was make Roman look good, make Roman look strong. I feel like that's when people turned on Roman. So I always wonder if Roman actually kind of blames Punk for him struggling to get over as a babyface for years.
I didn't even put that together. I'll be honest.
You woke up the boss.
I just wanted to say that there's a document. I couldn't pull up the quote faster than I could just pop in and say and confirm that Roman has said it, like in interviews in the past, like that's the guy who's made my job a lot harder for a few years. So Roman definitely holds that, but Roman's also a big businessman. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do the damn thing. He's definitely not taking the pin though. There's no universe where Roman is pinned by CM Punk. Sorry,
bro. Whoever takes the pin, that press conference afterwards is going to be so.
Is Punk the right guy to pin Roman, though?
I still think Cody's the way to go.
I'm
still in support of Cody doing it.
Okay, hold on. So, if I may, so what you're saying is Mania, I don't know, night one, night two, main events, whatever. So you're saying on one side we've got Seth and Punk for insert whatever happens, and then the other side is Reigns and Cody for insert whatever happens, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or possibly Punk and Austin.
But what you're saying is though is Punk and Reigns is kind of like gray area, like we're not gonna see it right away because like someone said, is Punk the right guy to pin Roman? And all of us so far are like, See, yeah, exactly like that.
I'd say no. To be completely honest, I'd rather it be somebody that I wouldn't expect. I'd rather have been a Jey Uso.
R-Truth.
Yeah. The pop that would get. Bro.
I agree with that, but like it would never pull the trigger on that one.
Right.
Hey, the LCD screen is back.
Yeah.
Truth is the GOAT, man. Oh my God.
The fact that it wasn't even working is even funnier.
It's in the LCD almost flat screen.
Yeah, almost. We digress here. The show opened with Drew McIntyre making his way to the ring to cut that promo. You know, like I said, leaning more towards heel. He was interrupted by Sammy, and that led into their match. Which was actually, you know, pretty solid opener for the night. I feel like it was a lot of Drew overpowering Sammy for the most part, but Sammy got some really good hope spots in. You know, hit a Blue Thunder bomb in there. Really, there was a couple moments where you thought Sammy might actually walk away with the victory, but it was all for naught, as Drew did end up getting the pinfall tonight.
That he did. First off, that Shawn Michaels statue behind you is fire. It is fire, bro.
Thank you.
I noticed it when it went big screen.
It's one of my older pieces. I've had that one for a while. But he is wearing a Hasbro or not Has. Yeah, the Hasbro 4-inch WWF figures. That's the Winged Eagle belt title he's wearing there.
Nice. That's fire.
That's actually pretty sweet.
But yeah, with the Sammy and Drew match, it was pretty much Drew slinging Sammy around the whole time. But that is what I like about Sammy's. I personally like Sami Zayn's character right now is kind of floundering. He's just, he's there fighting, standing up for what's right, getting a random match, and it's kind of mid, to be honest. But he puts on a good match every time. And the passion that he puts in his promos and whatnot is what makes you interested in it. So it was a great match, great setup for the match. It ended up being a great opener for Raw for sure. It felt like a pay-per-view quality match. I can't even, there's nothing I have to knock about that match. As far as the semi-injury angle, he was selling the hell out of that injury, by the way. But as far as that angle goes, is this his time, just taking some time off to come back repackaged or with the new gimmick or something? Not necessarily a gimmick, but to come back to something new.
They do need to do something to breathe some new life into Sammy. I'm with you, man. It's really actually felt like near the tail end of he and KO's tag title reign, they both started to feel kind of cold. And once they move KO over to SmackDown, Sammy's just gotten colder and colder. And I think you're right. I think this is probably gonna take him off TV for a few weeks. God, maybe even until the Rumble.
I'm okay with that. Because he's been a workhorse. I mean, he's been there every week, having really good matches consistently and whatnot. So yeah, I would be okay with him being, the pop he's gonna get popping out at Rumble after being away for that long is gonna be great. And if Drew's in the Rumble, he's gonna go straight for Drew, and that's gonna be, that sets up a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do we do an injury angle where Sammy gets injured pretty badly and send him off for that many months, or I mean like a few weeks, like you said? Or
I think so.
Simply?
Give him some time off because he's been cooling down like hell. And again, this gives him a little momentum. Popping back up at the Rumble like that. You know what I mean? And going for Drew. Say he eliminates Drew again. That's what sets up their WrestleMania match.
They'd be the perfect setup. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And they gave them a fair amount of time, too. The match went about 20 minutes.
Which is surprising for a Raw opener.
Yeah, usually we don't get to the first match bell until about a quarter after, sometimes 20 after 8. Well, for 8 o'clock for us on the East Coast over here. But I think it was only about 10 minutes into Raw when the match actually started. And yeah, they went about 20 minutes. So pretty solid. Anything else on the opening segment tonight, guys?
I can only say so much. So
fair enough. All right. So moving on, we had a quick backstage segment with Byron Saxton interviewing Shayna Baszler about the match she was going to have with Nia Jax that night. Just a pretty straightforward backstage interview. Nothing too crazy
about it.
Yeah. I like Shayna though. I think Shayna's pretty decent on the mic. She's believable when she talks. But again, her character's not super hot right now.
Shayna was in NXT. Shayna was a beast.
Oh,
she was an animal in NXT on the mic, in the ring, everything. But it's like when she got brought to the main roster and just started tagging with random people, and it cooled her off so much. It's like now that she's back in the singles race, do we care? Like, does anybody even care anymore?
Well, and they're kind of almost pushing her back into another team situation with Zoe.
Right. So, like, what are they doing with her? Like, let her rock out. Let her be who she was.
Do we eventually pull the trigger and let her go against Rhea Ripley for the belt, though?
They're gonna have to do something to build her up first.
Yeah, they have to build her up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, let's just say she had the momentum. Would you pull the trigger, or would we just put it on the side?
If she could build herself back up to where she was, then I'd let her take the title off Rhea Ripley. Honestly,
that makes 3 of us. That makes 3 of us, hands down.
Hell yeah!
Now, in that scenario, would Shayna be? Because where would you say Shayna is right now as a heel or a face?
Yes,
and that's another thing.
Because Rhea is supposed to be a heel, but Rhea gets cheered. That's actually worth mentioning. When they said that Rhea wasn't actually in the building tonight, you could hear the crowd boo loudly in the background of that.
She's so popular. She's what Stone Cold was. Stone Cold would give the crowd the finger, and they loved them. They loved them for it. It's like you're just so popular.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I might have heard a "We Want Mommy" chant too.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
So there you go. There's your point proving both of you even more that they wanted her there. Here's the cool
heel.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There are cool heels. I mean, it's like going, back to the Monday Night War era. The NWO were cool heels.
Yeah.
They were for sure the bad guys, but everybody loved them. Like they put.
People lost their minds when they came to the ring or through the crowd.
They lawn darted Rey Mysterio into a freaking trailer, and they cheered it. They cheered it.
Man.
Good times. Good times.
It was quite the time to be alive. And so that leads us into Shayna Baszler taking on Nia Jax. It was decent. They're still continuing to build up Nia for whomever's actually going to beat Nia. Not really sure who that's going to be at this point. Maybe Jade Cargill. Maybe that's how they bring her in.
Ooh, I'm okay with that.
Oh, did you guys notice tonight when they mentioned the the promo about them doing the football segment of them at the football game recently? It was the thing they're talking about. And then they mentioned all the superstars, but they didn't mention Jade, but they had pictures of Jade in that segment.
She was taken.
I did not notice that. No.
Yeah, they all were like mentioning, like, oh, there's this person or this wrestler, and there was Jade right in the middle of the picture, and she was not mentioned. They were just showing her. Yeah, I was like, that's kind of strange.
Trouble in paradise.
But if
they really have stopped talking about her completely,
right?
Well,
we could go in 101 different directions, but I do still agree with you guys both that if anything, Nia and Nia and Jade Royal Rumble, like singles.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Or do we throw them both in the actual?
Well,
Rumble?
I don't know. Yeah, that could be another way to set up a WrestleMania match.
Yeah,
because I pray they don't pull the trigger on Jade and Bianca anytime soon. Like,
no, but that needs to be way down the road,
right?
But
I'd even say wait till maybe like next year's WrestleMania.
Right, I'm okay with
go
that.
Go a long way with
25. You mean like 2025 Mania, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess that you know what I mean.
So what you're saying is, like, for example, like this year we'll do the one program, and then build up later on for the next year's Mania with the next program. So you're saying,
all they would need is, like, in this year's Rumble, a Jade Bianca stare down that sets up WrestleMania for next year. That's all they need.
Hey, let them duke it out too. Not like the whole match, but like let them duke it out for a
little bit. Yeah, just
like a little part.
Right.
Yeah, let them duke it out for 2-3 minutes.
I'm okay with that.
Get thrown out, not eliminated. Just get thrown out through the ropes or something.
Nick said they don't want to veer Jade.
No.
Oh,
Veer's coming. Jade's coming.
Please don't start doing those promos or those what are those called? Those teasers.
Oh my goodness.
No, but no. Nia Jax picked up the win tonight. Shayna looked strong in the match. They gave Shayna, a lot of offense, and she had some power moves that she got off against Nia. They went just a little over 12 minutes, so actually pretty long for a Nia Jax match.
Yeah.
Did you see how Nia Jax fell on top of Shayna Baszler's head on that German suplex?
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's what she's selling. She's not selling there.
Oh,
she got crushed.
She's giving a hangover.
Oh my god.
She's gonna have a headache in the morning.
I didn't realize she actually landed on her. It looked pretty snug on the replay of it, but woof.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Nia Jax. Like WrestleMania, I went to WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, the last time I was in New Orleans and whatnot. And when Nia Jax won that belt from Alexa Bliss, I lost my shit. Like I was a huge Nia Jax fan, but since she came back from after getting fired and whatnot, I hate when she's on my TV. Like I get annoyed when she's on my TV.
And I can't really figure out the exact reasoning for bringing her back. And I thought it was a Vince thing, like Vince's last big fuck you before he went out the door. But no, Triple H is the one that wanted to bring her back in. So I feel like he has to have a specific reason in mind.
It has to be to feed her to Jade. Like at this point, I don't.
That's the only thing that makes sense now.
I agree.
If I gotta be this guy, I don't understand her nickname, like the Irresistible Force. Like, what? I don't get it. Can anyone explain it to me? I mean, is there like a translation lag from Canada to the US?
I mean, there's like the unstoppable force and the unmovable object.
Yeah.
Like, so I thought it was kind of a take on something along that lines, but yeah, it's kind of a silly.
That was definitely a Vince thing.
Like, Irresistible Force.
It's such good shit.
Because Vince probably wanted to call her the unmovable object, but they're like, Vince, you can't do that. People are going to get really pissed off if you do that.
I mean, like,
God damn it, you try to move her.
Listen, I'm Vince. I wrote the script. You're all fired.
Yeah, the immovable object. Oh my god.
She's not like most girls.
Oh god, we're quoting a song.
She's 6 foot tall.
Oh man.
She is super tall, actually. That is for her.
How tall is she?
She's pushing 6 foot. She might be like, I think she's 5'11".
I know Raquel is 6'1".
Yeah, I mean, also very, very tall. Yeah, they had a little thing with some facts about Raquel, and I was not shocked to find out that she actually played basketball. Like, she's super tall. Well, I figured, like, honestly, that or volleyball. I mean, she clear. I knew she did athletics in college. So I figured it was either basketball or volleyball.
Okay, I'm not gonna see what I was about to say there. Anyways, I'll tell you guys after.
Gotta be tall for volleyball.
You were not wrong on that one.
Said the muscles kick. Nick is on fire in those comments today, bro.
Yo, we gotta shots fired at Raquel.
We gotta put up some bulletproof glass, because damn.
Oh my god,
Rob,
Nick is cooking in these comments.
I feel like he's typing out his comment and then waiting for the right time to pull the trigger. He's like, I'm waiting to hit enter. I'm waiting to hit enter. See? Oh, never mind. Okay, CJ this time.
Oh, they do more things more impressively with more care than Nia Jax. Yeah.
You're
absolutely right. Absolutely.
There's so
right.
many. Never mind, that's wrong. That's the wrong topic. I'll wait for the right topic. It's a women's topic, but I'll wait.
So at the conclusion of the match, we did have Becky Lynch come out and confront Nia Jax. So, I mean, what's going to happen going with Lynch and Jax is, I mean, we were just talking about who's actually going to stop Nia Jax. It's not going to be Becky Lynch. So they're going to feed Becky Lynch to Nia Jax.
I cannot wait to not watch that match.
Ooh, Danny's just said it for the whole.
I'm not excited.
Group.
I'm not excited at all. Not at all.
The day that the match happens, this is Danny.
Pretty much. I am not excited. I am not excited about that match at all.
He's like, I'm just gonna leave the room.
And Becky's another one that just doesn't have the amount of fire behind her that she had a couple of years ago, and I don't really know what they can do to get her back to that level.
I mean,
they just keep. It's not. They aren't really giving her like proper programs. I feel like they're just giving her shit to do.
Right, like the NXT Women's Championship run made. I mean, I get it. You're using Becky to lift up, NXT women or whatever to make them look a little bit better and all that, but that did nothing for her.
No,
at all.
I mean,
I think Becky Lynch is cold.
Yes,
there is
for sure.
There is one idea we could try, but will it actually help her at all? Is very questionable. Is maybe throw into a tag program for a little bit, let her dance in that area, maybe.
If they do that, I would.
I thought they got into the whole Trish thing.
But
Touché.
No, but
Touché.
I could see that too. But I'm saying it's like you're saying, like she is cold, so it's like, what can we do to save her? And if it's not a tag team idea, then
It's tough right now.
Okay, guys, can we get Nick out of the chat?
Ready to go.
Nick, I mean, go away.
But is Nick wrong?
No, he's not wrong.
It's the man character and the visionary were very similarly done characters. I feel like just Seth and Becky walk around their house talking to one another like that.
Right, and sharing clothes.
Did anyone see what CJ said there or no?
No, I was looking at
Jax versus Lynch in the back. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I would actually buy Mountain Dew that day.
Oh my goodness.
This chat is scaring me today. So much fire in the chat.
But no, it's like with the whole with Nia Jax, whatever she's got going on, it's clear that her job is to squash every woman in the division right now for whatever reason.
Okay.
And again, personally, I think it is a situation because I think Nia's going to beat Becky Lynch whenever they do fight,
and I won't be there.
But again, I think it's all to make her look like the strongest in the freaking world, just for Jade to beat her. I really think that's the case here. I
got one for you guys. This is like a polarizing topic. Apparently, on like the mainstream, on like the indies, it's not as big. What if we had Nia take on some dudes?
I don't think WWE would do it.
No, like to see her get RKO'd
again.
Yeah, TJ.
I don't know if WWE would pull the trigger on intergender matches like that.
It'd be interesting. I mean,
I'm not saying it wouldn't be interesting, and I don't know. It's a kind of a sticky thing with that because it does look a certain way having like a man fight a woman.
Could you imagine?
But then again, it's pro wrestling, which you could almost equate to being like a Marvel movie.
Could you imagine though?
Superheroes, super villains, or different genders slug it out all the time in movies like that.
Wasn't she in the men's rumble?
Yeah, absolutely. She was in the men's rumble. She was. Beth Phoenix was. China was.
Could you imagine turning on your TV just randomly? You see Nia Jax like spine buster on like Tozawa or something.
Yeah.
I mean. I've thought for a while that when they, inevitably split up Rhea Ripley and Dom, I could see them having some sort of match.
I'm okay with that.
Where Rhea would just beat the ever-loving crap out of Dom.
Oh, I'd put that on full volume and watch it like the whole thing from front to back.
So I'm not saying they wouldn't. So if they did do that, it would probably be Nia just running somebody over.
Whichever, what's his name? Used to come with Carmella, James Ellsworth.
Yeah, exactly. Someone like that.
Type of vibe, right.
You know what? I don't want him anywhere near the company, but I'd be okay with them bringing him back just to see him get run over by Nia Jax. And I don't even really like Nia Jax.
Gilbert.
Oh man.
Can Dwayne Gill still go?
Yeah, duh.
Hey, I saw apparently Spike Dudley made his return at an indie show.
Oh my god!
So let's get Spike in there with that.
You know the rules, right? You see him on TV and pro wrestling anywhere on the earth. WWE confirmed. So Spike Dudley's gonna be back soon.
Spike Dudley is all elite.
Oh, wait, shut up. He'd go by something else probably. He'd go by his real name or something like that. Or what is his real name? I don't even know his real name. That's the awkward part.
I'm not sure offhand.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. I can't even think of it right now. That's the awkward part.
So moving ahead, we had a backstage segment with DIY, just plugging their immediately to come up match with Imperium, a 2 out of 3 falls match with Imperium. Gentlemen, what did you think of that match tonight? And I will say, going into it, again, DIY is not getting a very big reaction.
This is true. They were not getting a big reaction at all. And this was a match I was looking forward to.
Oh, absolutely.
Tonight, to be honest.
That picture.
Because I know what DIY can do in that ring. You know what Imperium can do. And it's a good resurgence of tag team wrestling overall right now, too. We're gonna be talking about the creeds here in a little bit. But yeah, bless you. This match was exactly what I wanted it to be. Honestly, I wish it could have ran longer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely, Rob. It was a banger of a match for real. And DIY needed that win because they've been kind of floundering on TV the last few, as individually anyway. Now they're together. Get these doves, chase those championships,
and bring back the matching gear.
Yeah. Well, the audience was starting to wake up for DIY by the end of the match. I felt they were starting to get a foothold. Probably maybe the last third of it. I think the match went 15 minutes and 10 seconds is what I'm reading here. So like probably about that last 5 minutes, the crowd was really starting to get amped up for them. And you're right, like they could have gone another, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dude, what happened to Dexter Loomis?
Isn't he on the Indies now?
I thought they brought him back.
No, he brought him back. I thought he was doing like an indie show recently, or like within the past year. I could have swore I saw him somewhere as like under a real name or something like that.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy. I completely forgot about him. Holy shit! I completely forgot about him.
Like I'm pretty sure I don't know what company it was with, but there was a poster somewhere that's like formerly known as Dexter Loomis doing his first indie show or first out of a WWE show.
Wow.
Oh, wow, damn!
I have to do some research.
I don't know where. I can't remember where it was, but it was on X where I saw the post.
But yeah, that one move stood out in that match to me. That fucking cross body that Giovanni Vinci hit. Oh my god! It was like a fucking train wreck. Like he hit him hard. Like I've never seen a cross body. That could have been a finisher.
Oh yeah.
That was a great crossbody. That stood out to me. I've never seen that before.
He's a really, really solid worker.
He is. He really is. And I'm glad he's starting to get, because he seemed to be pushed at the end of Imperium. I'm glad it's starting to kind of, yeah.
Well, and where do you think they're heading with Imperium? Because they keep kind of, again, slow burning the crack between them as partners and as a unit.
You want me to be completely honest, because this might be a little left field.
Whatever. Let's hear it.
I think they are going to kind of implode a little bit, and they're going to need another person's going to come in and kind of glue them back together. I think it's going to be Ilya Dragunov.
Oh.
Wow. That never occurred to me.
Move Gunther away from them and Dragunov kind of take the helm.
I think Gunther's still going to be there.
Okay, so making it a four. I think
he's going to be to start with, but then I think eventually, because Ilya and Gunther have banger matches, eventually it's gonna turn to like a fight for leadership.
So
that's how I would book it anyway.
So here's a question for you: do you see him winning tomorrow night and then coming to the main soon, or losing tomorrow night and coming to main soon?
Who's
you mean Saturday? Saturday.
Oh, deadline. Okay, I was like,
deadline's Saturday.
It's deadline. It's Dragunov and Corbin for the title.
Right. Yeah, that's Saturday night at deadline.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, could you see that happening? Like he loses the belt and comes to main and does your idea.
I don't see Corbin winning that NXT championship.
I don't want to see Corbin winning that championship.
I would have wanted the Lone Wolf Corbin to win back when he was in NXT originally. That's when I wanted him to have an NXT championship.
But then back to the first point is like, do you see him winning it, him being Dragunov, and coming up to main and teasing the idea that you're saying?
No, I see him winning his match. He's going to win Saturday, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon. I think it'll probably be, if he loses, he may lose the title around the Rumble, the NXT event around Rumble or whatever,
and then come up to main,
and then could probably pop up.
That would make a lot of sense, actually. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'd be here for. That's how I'd book it. Because I read rumors online like a long time ago that it was a possibility that Ilya Dragunov could be coming up to join Imperium.
That'd be interesting to see the four of them together.
Yeah, but imagine the matches. Imagine them in War Games.
Oh wow! Oh hell yeah,
boy.
But if they do 4v4, that's one thing. But if they did 5 versus 5, who would you add to Imperium? That's the other question I was going to say, because that's another thing you got to figure out, right? Because it's 5v5.
I mean, they could do 4-on-4. They did a 4-on-4 for the women's this year.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But it's something to think about, right? Because there's a lot of talent on NXT and the two brands that could swoop in as the fifth.
Yeah.
That would like Danny said it. He brought up Dragunov, and my mind's like, whoa, that's a good point. Actually, I never thought
that'd be sick.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that idea.
Dragunov, there's 4, and you bring in a 5th person. Do you bring in a woman possibly as a new member, or do you bring in another dude? Both are questions, right?
Trying to think that's going to be in my head scratcher the rest of the night.
You did it to me, okay? You did it to me with the other one, okay? I'm doing the other one with the women part.
Well, and I think that Triple H likes to have his factions. He likes to have multiple groups of factions that you can either have run roughshod as a group or run into each other. I mean, you got to think about it. Triple H he's a DX guy. He blew up, leading DX after Shawn, when Shawn retired the first time. That's when Triple H became a star, was through the stuff with DX, and then the McMahon Helmsley era stuff. But the man has respect for factions,
and he does them well. So
I could absolutely see them expanding Imperium. That's a great idea.
My brain's gonna hurt for the next hour or so now. Thanks. Have enough issues already. But anyways, let's get back to the card, shall we?
So, anything else on the 2 out of 3 falls match?
It was a great match. That's all.
I still say what Danny said was you guys both actually said it is that could have went another 5 to 10 minutes.
Would you rate it above the main event tonight?
I wouldn't put it above the main event. I really enjoyed that main event.
I'd put it in the running as like a higher, like one of the top matches in the night, but not the top match.
It's top 3 for sure, with the main event, the opener, and then that. I'd say it was a pretty good night of matches in Raw.
I've been enjoying the hell out of the Creed brothers a lot, and same with just like the aura that's going on, like you said earlier, with like the whole factions or the tag teams that are going all of a sudden, giving them more and more screen time it's something. It's getting better.
I said, I think I said this last week as well, but tag team wrestling can main event shows just as well as a one-on-one match can. Oh, yeah. I mean, hell, WrestleMania was main evented by a tag team title match. X7. Now, speaking of which, with them getting all of these tag teams established and like putting a lot more steam behind the division, do you think that we're leading towards them splitting those tag titles back apart?
Yes.
Okay. Like,
for sure.
It's a little overdone, or a little overdue, I think.
Splitting them, and for the love of all things holy in this fun industry of ours, changing them.
Yeah.
Like
the big medallion's got to go. They need a redesign.
Got to go.
Really, really.
Sorry, I don't want to carry around a red belt with a medallion or a penny on my belt. I'd rather carry like the first version of the 2 tag belts back in like the Ruthless Aggression, the big silver one with the black belt, or the big gold one with the. What was their belt? Like a blue? No, it was their black belt as well. But those were beautiful before.
Now, let me ask y'all a question. How would y'all separate the tag titles?
I'm not going to say it because Tyler's going to get mad at me. I'm not going to say it because Tyler's going to get mad at me.
You're not about to suggest the Viking Raiders get half these belts.
Oh, no. Not that. Not that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was your word we said last week, and you're like, I hate that word.
Oh, not tag team turmoil.
No, I was actually just saying it to see what you'd say. No, what they could do is like somehow get the belts off the Judgment Day before a certain point, and then once they have 2 sets of team locker rooms, we'll call it, then go ahead and say, okay, listen, here's the plan. You guys are gonna have like maybe 2 brackets of matches, and then the best of those move forward, and then the best of those move forward, and then winners become the new Raw and SmackDown. But don't call them the Raw and SmackDown tag champs. Please don't.
The World Tag Champs and the Universal Tag Champs?
No, there you go.
I was going to say, let's kind of rip off the main belts and call them one the World Tag Champs and the other one WWE Tag Champs.
Yeah, I'm here with that.
Yeah.
Or like how, I mean, this is always going to sound stupid, but kind of like how New Japan does it. Have like one called the Heavyweight, one called the Junior. But don't call them those 2 names, obviously.
Right.
Call them something like basically let Hunter figure it out, something catchy.
Like how WWE World will be good, I think.
Yeah, like at least if either call them that and redesign them, or else don't just give them some kind of name that like Danny said. It has to be something simple. no fancy BS that goes off in the distance. Like, this is the Raw tag universe, blah blah blah. There's something, but anyways, we're getting off the topic here. Let's get what's what the boss is saying here.
Moving on, we had Katana Chance and Kaden Carter.
Back
on Raw, taking on Tegan Knox and Natalya.
I got one thing I want to throw out there, a little bit, literally and figuratively. Did you guys see how Kaden picked up Katana for that one? Like, I guess we'll call it like a press, and she was straight up, and she turned around and just plopped her.
That was crazy.
I know. I was like,
that was a great move.
I saw that.
They're a hell of a team.
Yeah, even in NXT, they have some great tag team
matches
moves.
in NXT
for sure.
It's funny because like I've looked at some of their social media, and they just seem like two girls that are just like being like homies, just screwing around,
having fun,
going to the gym, being goofy, and then hit the ring, and they're like, all right.
Like, yeah, they have great matches.
They've got a lot of chemistry as a tag team. Like they feel like an actual team.
Right.
No, but moving forward, would you want to give them a name, or should we just keep calling them like Chance and Carter?
Didn't they have a name in NXT and they got rid of it?
I don't think so. I know she was Casey Catanzaro.
Oh, okay, that's what I was. Okay,
that's such a mouthful to say. Holy crap. But no, holy crap! Like that was a good program with the four of them.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the Tegan Knox Natalya thing. Like, stop throwing tag teams together. Like, I hate that so much. And maybe this match was just to make Katana and Kaden look good, because that's just the dumbest tag team in my opinion.
Well, that's why when I say they actually seem like a real team, that's exactly my point there. With like Knox and Natalya, like it doesn't feel like a team. There's nothing there.
Right.
Just hastily thrown together. I mean, I'm always happy to see Natalya getting, consistent TV time.
Mm-hmm.
She's always been strong in the ring. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing, putting her in there with, Chance and Carter, she can make people look good. And it did. Katana and Kaden looked really good in this match.
Oh, hell
They went over strong. It went just right under 5 minutes. So one of the shorter matches on the card this evening, but they look great in it. And, they're starting, they need to start establishing them better on Raw. Because really, since they've brought them up, they were in 1 or 2 matches, then they were just gone for weeks. Right. And so this was a good, I think, first big step in reestablishing them and making them look like, a serious threat to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
Do we pull the trigger at, like, say, Rumble and give them the belts, or do we do it on some random Raw?
Bro, you can do it on Main Event for all I care. Yeah,
they gotta get those belts off of.
They gotta do something ASAP.
Like nothing's going on with those. Like, why the hell did they combine them with the NXT women's titles?
Made no sense to me.
I don't know.
Made no sense.
No,
like
it's definitely
Vince's decision.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
The other question I got to say is, because I haven't really been seeing this too much, but are the women's belts, like the tag belts, specific to Raw?
No, they're all also. They defend them on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
I've hardly been seeing those two floating around anywhere except for Raw. That's why I'm asking.
They defended on NXT a couple of weeks ago, right? Against I don't even remember who.
Those two girls.
Oh yeah, those two.
Wrestler A and Wrestler B, yeah. Yeah, no. What is it? Honestly, though, that was a wicked match, and it's good to see that they're featuring the women more and more and more. Yay! There we go. That's what I was trying to remember. Okay, now we can talk about this fun. We can talk about this one finally,
bro. First off, before we get to the greatness that is the Creed brothers, JD McDonough. Mm-hmm. I used to love JD McDonough in NXT.
Let's hear it.
I hate that he is such a fucking jobber on the main roster. It bothers me so bad. It's like he's solely there to take the pin and take the big bumps.
Yeah,
that's the only reason he's there, bro. The Devil Inside is one of my favorite finishers, bro, and I have not seen it once since he's been on the main roster. Not once.
I don't think he's won a single match.
Not one. He's the fall guy for Judgment Day, and it bothers the hell out of me. It really does.
It's understandable because the fall guy for the longest time there was Dom, And then they started actually putting some steam behind Dom, and they want you to take Dom more seriously. Dom does have great matches, but yeah, you're right. They've just been using JD as the guy to take the damn bullet every single time.
Terrible. It bothers me so much. It really does. But I mean, today, you look, the Creed brothers are just those guys. Let me tell you something. I'm glad you put that camera on me just now because I got to talk. I'm about to talk some shit about these Creed brothers. Listen, type it down, write it down, take a picture. I don't give a fuck. The Creed brothers are future tag team legends. They are the future of the tag team industry. Nobody, no other tag team will do what the Creed brothers are going to do.
Amen.
In such short amount of time, too. I will give them, I wouldn't say before WrestleMania. Sometimes shortly after WrestleMania, they're going to have those tags. No, wait. They got a tag match next week for the titles, don't they?
Not that I saw.
It's coming up. I don't think they've set a date on it yet, but they do have one coming up. They are the number one contenders.
I got one.
Book it. God damn it, the Creed brothers are gonna win those titles.
Yeah, I'm with you. Last week when this came up, we were all reticent to say if they'd pull that trigger, but Danny, I'm with you. Like, especially after the last couple weeks, I think they need to put the belts on them. They're cold on Judgment Day anyway, and you're right. The Creed brothers are absolutely phenomenal in the ring. Last week, I said this. I'll say it again. They remind me of the Young Steiner brothers.
Preach.
Yes.
Okay, yes. I got one to add to this because Danny's got a very good point on this one. What if they win? Sorry, when they win, they also are given the new belts.
I'm here for it.
At the same time,
I'm fresh faces, fresh belts. Yeah. I'm fucking here for it. I'm fucking here for it.
I mean, this would be the third time I thought they were going to break out new belts, though. When KO and Sammy got them at Mania, I'm like, here come new belts.
Yeah.
When Judgment Day, like when Rhea got her new title, and then they got the new briefcase for Priest. I'm like, okay, cool. New tag titles are coming. No, it has to happen.
Now I will say this too. At that match, the Creed match one, it started off. The match is not that the match started slow, but the crowd was kind of for it. But when Julius Creed started cooking.
Oh, that was so intense.
And when he started slapping the ropes, did you see the response he got? That right there tells me these guys are future superstars, bro.
They've got ring presence.
Superstars, right?
Dude, it's that X factor that you cannot teach. Not to sound like Enzo Amore, but you really cannot teach that. You've got that charisma or you do not. You've got that command of an audience or you do not. And they absolutely have command of the audience, and that also speaks to them understanding ring psychology, which, like you were saying, for as short of a time as they've been doing this, that psychology is there.
I agree.
Dude, when he started chucking Dom and JD around like bodies, like there's no tomorrow, he could have kept going for a few minutes. I would have been like, dude, let's just watch.
Right. And that he could make such a WrestleMania moment out of that. Just do it like Cesaro used to do the swing extra long for WrestleMania and shit. He just flipping motherfuckers for like 5 minutes straight.
You know what would have been funny as hell for a Mania moment, and hopefully he wouldn't get in trouble, is like if he started chucking the other team around and the ref went up to him and like told him to stop, and he throws the ref. Like he's such a blackout. He's like starts freaking out. It's like, dude, you threw the
almost the tag titles
like Ken Shamrock back in the day. They'd have Shamrock just freak out and start belly to belly and everybody around him.
That would be the greatest. The ref, like this ref, like another ref comes down, does it, another ref comes down, does it again. It's like, oh my god.
I will say one thing about the Creeds and from Raw tonight. Do not put them in those corny backstage segments like that. Don't do it too often. It's okay once or twice here and there, but don't make it a comedy act. Let these guys be serious and let them really, you know what I'm saying?
Well, and luckily they don't come off very funny in those segments, which is good because that was more of a Vince thing though, but I feel like sometimes once they find out you're funny, that's all you're going to do.
Right.
So what you're saying basically is like you're saying like next week, for example, is like their last of that kind of thing, and then put them on a straightforward, like super focused path of seriousness kind of thing.
I would say let them be. I mean, again, every now and then it's okay to do put some humor in it, but let them rock out. Let them be serious. Like I'm okay with them taking the longest tag title reign. Breaking
Mania.
Okay
let's go.
I'm okay with that. So if they won next week or whenever they fight Judgment Day and don't lose it for another 2-3 years or something, I'm fine with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
No, that
Frass, my man.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Frass.
you.
So also I think right before the Creed Brothers match, we also had a Cody Rhodes segment.
Ooh, yeah.
Continuing the story with Cody and Nakamura.
That's a great shot.
It is, and it was interesting parallels that Nakamura drew between their paths. Both winning the Rumble, both coming up short, in their title opportunities. Coming up short for different reasons. AJ beat Shinsuke clean, and obviously there were heel shenanigans that robbed Cody of the victory at WrestleMania.
Right.
But that's what a good heel does. They tell you 5 truths and 1 lie, and the lie is what unravels the entire thing, and it's what makes them an asshole.
Right. First off, I love Evil Shinsuke. I absolutely love Evil Shinsuke. These promos in the little boiler room, wherever he's at, and talking in full Japanese and the translation, they let him do what he wants now instead of trying to speak in broken English to do a promo. You know what I mean? And it's paying off. It is paying off. I'm actually, at first I was like, Shinsuke Cody, but now I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for this one. It looks like it's going to be a good program.
Absolutely. Yeah,
that's true. That is true.
Yeah,
just like you guys were saying.
The only limiting thing of it is that they all have to be pre-prepared statements. So it can't, there's not going to be really ever any opportunities for back and forth promos. But True. I don't think they need to do that with him anymore.
You're right.
They did this with the Seth program, and it worked great for that, and it's working amazing now. And I wonder whose idea this was.
If I'm not mistaken, they said it was Shinsuke.
Really?
This is what he said he wanted to do.
I wonder if he suggested it before, and it just fell on deaf ears.
My first thought when I read that.
Yeah, this is something that Vince wouldn't have done.
No,
no one's gonna like it.
I know. I know this is knocking on the door of early 2010s. But remember when Alberto came through and he had his assistant or whatever he was called, his talker? Remember that?
Yeah.
Could they do that with Shinsuke?
They did with Sami Zayn.
No, but an actual translator kind of thing. I think it was Sammy. And I don't know. I
mean like a Mr. Fuji?
Essentially, yeah. Could they do that, you think? Or should they stick to this kind of thing where he's just doing pre-recorded promos?
I think this works really well for him.
I like it.
I think I prefer this over him having a mouthpiece.
I do too. It fits him more than having a random person
genuine.
With him. Right.
It feels genuine. I feel like for the first time really since he's been in the company, he's genuinely coming across as what he wants you to what he wants you to see him as. His true character's coming through now, and that wasn't something he was able to do, I think, with his English.
Yeah. And speaking of English, do you feel like eventually maybe he'll throw in a word or two to catch Cody off guard? I mean, just to freak him out, because every promo so far has been pure Japanese. But do you think he'll throw in one time randomly Cody, you're next, something like that, or just a couple words?
Well, if he has to do a live promo, it's gonna be something simple like that.
Yeah. I'm with Danny. Yeah, I think with the pre-recorded promos, I think they'll keep them purely in Japanese.
What I did like about the Seth feud with Shinsuke too is the "I know your secrets" thing, and I felt like that was going to be one of his things going forward. He knows how to pick his opponent apart, and he knows shit about him, how to take it to him in a match, situation. So I was thinking that was going to be something, and I feel like it's going to be a head game. Is the weakness with this about the story?
And he said I'll open your eyes.
Yeah, he said I burned your eyes last week. Now we're going to open your eyes.
Yeah, so there's some cryptic imagery there, some cryptic messaging.
I'm here for it. That's what I mean.
Now, the ultimate question, because we always have to ask this: who takes the win and who takes the pin?
I would give the win to Shinsuke because Cody doesn't really need it.
You think so?
You're right. Well, especially if I know, Danny, you're opposed to Cody winning the Rumble, but if you're going to have, Cody win the Rumble, him losing to Nakamura really wouldn't hurt him at all.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, do you with this whole Nakamura Cody promo program? Was it next week? They have a match together, if I'm not mistaken. That's what they said on the Fort's ending.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get Shinsuke to get the dub and then say Shinsuke goes on like a full rampage and just ruins Cody and kayfabe injures him?
I want evil Shinsuke to do as much evil shit as possible.
So you just think so just go on a full rampage, get the dub.
I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like all heel tactics, low blows, missed everything.
Do it all.
Carry across 2.0.
Oh, that's why you were laughing. That's why you were laughing.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing.
I was like, what did I say wrong? And I looked down.
Carry across 2.0 is wild. I'm so upset about how they did him, man.
You know what's really wild? He's got a full head of hair now.
That is crazy too.
I grew fast.
He is calling people out and holding L's.
It is a similar gimmick to what Karrion was doing, but
great promos calling him out and then just get smoked.
I got one for you guys actually. Speaking of Karrion Kross, do you remember that night when he went up against Jeff Hardy and he was the NXT champ and completely got buried? Do you remember that?
Nasty work.
Raw too, and it's like
nasty work.
Remember that, Tyler?
Terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't great for him.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It was like, what was the point of that match?
It was a really short match too. It wasn't even competitive.
I remember watching it. I was like, did they just do him dirty? Like,
I know we're about to wrap it up in a second, but I was just looking at my notes. One thing I forgot when we were talking about the main event and whatnot. During the Seth and Jay match, all those CM Punk chants, I feel like that is the beginning of a heel turn for Seth, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I agree. So we were talking about the Punk chants off air and in the chat and stuff, but I was surprised to hear them because I often hear that as the audience being bored and stating what they'd rather see. But I was wondering if it was more a case of the audience favoring Jay and chanting CM Punk specifically to piss Seth off.
I think it was literally just to piss Seth off. Like, with CM Punk's back, we know you don't like him, and we want to let you know that we love him. So fuck you, Seth Rollins. And the promo that Seth can cut, as far as I put this company on my back. I was the reason you watched this show. You sang my song. And this motherfucker comes around and you want to chant his name during my matches? Yo, money.
Yeah.
Money.
Absolutely.
Mania.
Boop.
Yep. I think that's absolutely the way that's going to go. So we had it pop up on the screen there a moment ago. When we wrap these shows up, we do like to discuss who our jobber of the night is. And there's old Dwayne Gill smiling pretty for us. So I'm going to kind of piggyback off of Danny's rant earlier, and I got to say, unfortunately for me, the jobber of the night is JD McDonough, just because Danny's right. They have not done any justice for him since he's been on the main roster. 0 wins. Haven't seen him hit his finish in God knows how long, probably since he was on NXT.
Man.
I've got 2 answers to that one. One's a joke answer and one's a legitimate answer. The legitimate answer is, well, basically, Danny's got a point. Yeah, you haven't seen much out of JD other than, hey, he's here, smash, done. The joke answer I had was Jey Uso's head getting caved in. Like, holy crap.
Well, also the jobber of the night could be Yeet. We didn't talk about that at all.
We didn't.
Apparently, WWE, I guess, couldn't secure the copyright to Yeet for some reason or another. And there we are.
Wrestle votes.
Which honestly is kind of fucked up because yeet is just a word that everybody's been saying. It's old as fuck, to be honest with you. I'm surprised that
they're blurring the yeet. They're blurring
they blurred it out in his shirt.
He's never worn a shirt that said that, apparently.
But not like I guess they can't monetize it since it's just such a common word. I don't know, but it's like since they can't make money off of it, he can't say it anymore, and that's bullshit.
Yeah,
they're going to keep pushing for it. They're going to keep pushing for it. Watch.
The audience was shouting "yeet" during some of the punches, so can't stop the crowd from doing what they're going to do. But so you could say that Yeet was the jobber of the night because it's just buried and gone now.
Yeah, it never happened apparently.
R.I.P. Yeet.
Shuffle.
They yeeted Yeet.
The Benoit treatment.
They yeeted the Yeet.
Damn shame.
Yeet. Yeah, they yeeted the Yeet.
But gentlemen, your jobbers of the night.
I got to go with Shayna Baszler, man. Mm-hmm. I got to go with Shayna Baszler, and I hate that it's Shayna Baszler, but Shayna Baszler. You didn't have to put a picture back up, bro. Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's horrible. Her head's probably still pounding right now too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
she'll be feeling that next week still.
She'll come to the show half like wrapped in bandages and stuff like that. The superstar of the night.
That was a skull-crushing finale.
Megastar of the evening. I'm saying Drew McIntyre for me this week with the full heel turn. Finally, leaning into the dark side, accepting his ruthlessness that lurks within. The Scottish Psychopath is back, and I'm 100% here for it.
Yo, look at that shot.
Like you said, Eddie, he kicked the ass of pretty much every major face right now. Except for Cody. Cody's the only one he didn't beat down.
He's coming. It's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Go ahead. You go first.
Me, I'm gonna go with Julius Creed, man. Right. I'm going with Julius Creed. That boy stole the show tonight. God damn it, he stole the show.
Ironically enough, you guys kind of have both my picks for Megastar but it's more so Drew McIntyre's turn as one. But in regards to because we had tag matches, I would go with the Creed brothers because their matches are just picking up steam and they're just going
every time.
Absolutely.
Whether it's as simple as a simple move to Julius losing his mind and throwing people like the throw tomorrow. Seriously, watch one day he's gonna throw a referee by accident. He's gonna throw somebody.
At least some security guards, right?
Come on. Let's be honest. Come on. Throw Michael Cole. Throw Michael.
Whenever they have a tear apart with another tag team, it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get crazy.
They're gonna have 6 referees around the ring, plopped on the ground because he's been chucking people. But it's so good. It's been so good, the throws.
Yeah. Absolutely. But gentlemen, pretty solid episode of Raw tonight. I say this just about every week, but the 3 hours goes by relatively quickly. Still would prefer it if they cut it back to 2. But, since Triple H has been in full control, the 3 hours does seem to flow a lot better than it had been.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Picture in picture.
Yeah, that's what they need. They need to get that picture in picture on Raw. If they can do it for NXT, they can do it for Raw. But to everyone, for Dirt Sheet Radio, I am Tyler, the Pro Wrestling Hipster, at PW Hipster over on Twitter. Refuse to call it X. The only X I recognize is Degeneration. And at PW Hipster on Instagram. I will be back tomorrow night for the NXT Rewind. And Danny, where will we see you next, and where can we find you?
I'm on social media everywhere at the Danny Ocean Show, Instagram, Facebook. That's pretty much all I use. I use Twitter as well, which is not as much. A lot more battle rap content than wrestling content on my Twitter. Speaking of battle rap, URL TV.tv Homecoming 2 is going down in New York this Sunday. Get the pay-per-view on Caffeine. I'm not DJing this event. Since it's in New York, they want the old field. They got the old DJ Don DeMarco back, which I'm happy they got Don back. I can take a break. I want to watch it from home. But other than that, I will be here Sunday night for the Deadline recap. So not Saturday night. Saturday night, yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. Deadline recap. I'll be back Saturday night. I will see y'all then. Other than that, follow me at the Danny Ocean Show.
Right on. And Caesar, where can we find you, and where will we see you next, sir?
Well, as always, every day, or not every day, every Monday, I'm always here with you and our other compadre, who is not here today, but Eduardo, we see you. But thank you, Danny, for joining us this evening. Always a pleasure to see you.
No problem. I was happy to do it. I got off work early. I said, "Hey, watch Raw live." Bet.
I saw your message, and I was like, "What? Am I seeing that?" But it's good to see you, by the way. Secondly, I am the noob too. I am on social media. I'm on Twitter, not X. We're not going to use that because it sounds funky. I'm not getting with it. Instagram, Facebook. What's the other thing? TikTok, all that jazz. And actually, the other time you'll see me is actually this Wednesday for Dynamite, talking more about the Continental Classic, among other things. Oh, and the battle for the TNT belt. That's the other thing we're going to talk about on Wednesday, though.
Yeah.
That'll be something, but we won't talk about it more here. We'll talk about it then.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here tonight. And thank you for everyone out there in the streamerverse for checking us out. We hope to see you all next time. And once again, for Dirt Sheet Radio, you guys have a wonderful night.
Peace.
Bye, guys.